love biking in New Orleans because the scenery is so beautiful. You can go down St. Charles and see all the beautiful trees.
I think New Orleans is the perfect city for bike riding. I mean, when I think about it, aside from being good exercise, New Orleans is just a great city for it.
Yeah, I think it would cut out on maybe a lot of the traffic. Maybe people will be able to use bikes to go to work and whatnot, and not having to worry about parking. New Orleans is a tough place to park half the time, so I think that would help out a lot.
I think it absolutely would. I think part of the problem with New Orleans is our traffic system is so poor that it can take 15 minutes just to get 2.5 miles down the street. So having a bike rental system or a biking system that makes it more accessible to get to other places a little quicker would be really helpful.
Just the thing for New Orleans as we're becoming more young and professional.
This is my first time biking in New Orleans, and I think it's really fun.
Goes around.
I think would be a fantastic city to start a real infrastructure for biking. I mean, I've heard of the Portland program, like I read about it in Good Magazine. I think New Orleans has that same kind of feel to it, like a very liberal, like hippie-ish feel where people like don't necessarily want to take cars anymore. It's not like we have a huge city here, so everything's easily bikeable from City Park to Audubon Park to downtown, out to Lakeview. It's perfectly bikeable. It's not like it's a huge like metropolitan area.
I think a bike program in New Orleans would be such an amazing idea. This is a city where we don't really drive over 30 miles per hour, so it's close to as efficient as going somewhere in a vehicle, and obviously it's more environmentally friendly.
The city's so old and it's very compact, which makes it very easy to ride a bike from one place to another. I find a lot of times it's just as quick, if not quicker, for me to ride my bike than it is to jump in my car because of all the stoplights, stop signs, traffic, one-ways, all that kind of stuff. I end up getting there quicker a lot of times on my bike. And then once I get there, I don't have to look for a parking spot.
I think New Orleans would be a great place to have a bike program like the same kind of system that they have in Paris, because the whole city is sort of connected in a way where it's really easy and safe to get around by bike, especially with places like City Park and Audubon Park and big streets like St. Charles. I think
So good to me.
Get around on a bike, I think it would be awesome. For me, I live in the warehouse district, and so, I work downtown, so I would even commute to work on a bike if I could and didn't have to worry about dragging a bike upstairs. I know when I was in law school, a lot of my friends used to ride their bikes to school and stuff, and I mean, New Orleans is just one of those cities. It's the time now where everybody's just into riding bikes, and so I think it'd be a great, a great thing to expand on for the city.
Bring my bike from home, bike to school. Having some sort of bike renting program would be wonderful until I could, afford a bike that I think is nice enough and good enough to get me to class.
The warehouse district, don't have to worry about parking, and it's a cinch. This would be a great way to get motivated and active in the environment, get out of New Orleans, see people, do things, and stay fit. I think it's a great idea.
I right now live in the warehouse district, and obviously most people from New Orleans know that it's hard to find parking there. We actually pay $200 a month to park in the warehouse district, so having a bike system would definitely help provide more transportation to that area and help people that live down there be able to get around the city.
It would also be great for everybody who works in the CBD. I know parking is a huge, huge problem, and there are young professionals who like to bike to work. They like getting the exercise. They like the sensation of the wind in their faces. I mean, it's just a brilliant idea.
It's a great way for me to work exercise into my day without taking away from either my child or my work.
I think the Roulez program is a fantastic idea for New Orleans. I think it will get the community together. I think it's fantastic for tourism, for people to see New Orleans for what it actually is.
And it's a green way of transportation. That way we're not harming the environment. I love to bike.
I think it would be a fabulous idea for New Orleans. Absolutely.
New Orleans is a perfect city for it.
New Orleans is increasingly becoming a bike-friendly city, and it's really a trend that shouldn't be resisted. I just think the feel of the city and the population of the city is like incredibly conducive towards starting like a biking craze, like a biking mania.